One of the biggest things you need to master in Sakhal is its temperature, but with the right strategies and tricks you'll be able to maneuver through Sakhal with very little issue. And here I'll show you how to stay warm, dry and alive in this unforgiving environment, so you can survive long enough just to get shot by a freshie with a grudge. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video. What the I think a ghost just handed me one of those Chris Brown beans. I'm going to start with the basics but mix some more advanced stuff throughout too, so there's something for all levels. Starting with fires. You should start with fires. Building a fire is more than just immediate heat, its effects linger on. Once you've warmed up next to it, you can get a buff which you can carry around for a while, giving you that much needed time to loot all the supplies you need. Next, use hot springs for a quick warmth. Hot springs are scattered all around the map, specifically round about the middle, and you can spot them from miles away. Just step near one and they will warm you up quite quickly. Next, if your clothing gets wet, you need to dry them as soon as possible. You can actually wring them out by putting them into your hands and pressing the wring out prompt. This will reduce any wetness down to damp and is a really good way to get them better insulated. Next is always carry a torch. If not with you, then on you, or at least carry the rag so you can make a torch when you really need one. Torches are a great way to keep your heat up and they stop you from having to make a fire every 10 minutes. Next, you can use buildings and trees as cover from falling snow to keep you dry. Yes, the snow will make you damp after a while, which lowers your insulation, but if you step on the sides here where you can see the snow is missing and not falling or hitting the ground, you can avoid these effects. Next is a somewhat alternative to the last one. Some clothes are waterproof, and one of the best sets for this can be found at the fire station. It's the firefighter suit. Not only does it give you really good storage and the best insulation, but it's also waterproof. Coupling this with the next one, which is to find and light a broom on fire. Whenever I find a broom on Sakhal, I always just attach it to my back and keep it for a rainy day. Well, not a rainy day, a blizzardy day or a cold day. Yeah, let's go with that one. Next, you can set up and stay inside a tent to get a little bit of a heat buff. Another place you can do this is the spring, but you have to be careful because you can get your feet wet, but it does treat you like you're inside, so it can protect you from the cold. Next, you should make sure to wear layers and additional extra items as well. Layering up with gloves, hats and boots and vests significantly improves insulation. Some people only focus on tops and pants, and this is just not the right way to do it. Next is to always take advantage of eating and drinking warm items. Hot food and drinks do more than just fill your stomach, they provide a temporary heat boost. Cook your food over a fire or heat up canned goods and consume them while they're still warm, but don't eat food that's overheated or red hot, it can cause health damage. Next is stay low to avoid freezing temperatures. Higher elevations and hills are much colder, so avoid climbing mountains or high altitude areas unless you're well prepared. Staying at low elevations will keep you in a warmer temperature, reducing your risk of freezing to death. Next is don't underestimate storms and always find shelter. When bad weather hits, your temperature drops fast. Seek shelter indoors or in caves when storms roll in. Sometimes it's not worth the risk braving it to the next town. Next is always carry heat packs. This seems like an obvious one, but so many people don't carry them because they used to be pretty useless. Heat packs are an emergency lifesaver, offering almost instant warmth when you need it the most, and they last a lot longer. Though not perfect, they can certainly save a life. Next is make sure you maintain your clothing with regular repairs to keep the insulation high. But make sure you know your caves. Just because one isn't deep doesn't mean it can't provide you with some decent shelter. Even standing under archways can help. Next is to try and cook food in pots. This is good because once you've ate the food, you can then put the pot on your person and get a little bit of a boost from it. Always have a way to start a fire on you, whether it's matches, a lighter, or the way to get the materials to make one quite quickly. Next is get into cars when you're cold. It will probably restore you to neutral temperature. Also, another one you can do is stand next to generators. They will also give you some warmth. You can also craft a fire barrel by stabbing a normal barrel with a knife, or just heat up human meat, which is a bit morbid but is a really good way when you keep stacking so many steaks. Just make sure you don't eat it or you'll get kuru. Next is probably the most important one. No matter what, you need to make sure you can actually survive Sakhal, and to learn how to do that, all you have to do is click here, or for something else, click here. And as always, until next time.